Good afternoon, all. I'm just going to make you panelists. So if you do want to ask me any questions, or if you do want to be on the screen, that's fine. If you don't want to be on the screen, obviously just keep your camera off. But I'm going to make you panelists just so you can interact a bit more. I'm promoting you. I only just got here and I'm promoting you already. Hi, Els. Nice to see you.
Hi, Freddie. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
How are you and my friend Manda getting on?
Fantastic. Really,
Good.
really well. I'm so pleased to have met her and connected with her.
It's good. Hi, Chris. Hi, Nikki. Nice to see you.
She's fantastic at being my nudge buddy as well.
Oh, I think we all need one. It's okay when you're
Absolutely.
when you're working towards a physical goal. It's always handy to have somebody else kind of, so you're a bit more accountable. It's just great.
Definitely.
Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. Kate, nice to see you. I hope you're all getting through this second phase of lockdown. When we started in March, and Amanda King asked me if I would do some sessions for the College of Medicine and Integrated Health to try and keep people's spirits up when we went into lockdown first time in March. I think anyone believed, well, I didn't, that we'd be here in coming up for December and back in lockdown again. So I say, if you want to ask me any questions, please ask. And I say, if you don't want to be on the screen, it's fine. Just click your camera off, or don't click it on, whichever way you want to do it. I'll be letting people in for the next couple of minutes. So, well, I'm hoping you're all well. Nice to see you all. Hi, Jackie. Nice to see you. So if you've got any questions, just ask. Switch your phone and ask. That'd be great. Simon, that's a nice background. Very flowery.
Hi, it's my bees.
Your bees?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. My dad used to keep bees.
Yep. They're all girls at the moment because the poor old bloke's been thrown out in the cold.
Doing all the work.
That's the story of my life.
It's a hard life being a bloke bee.
No, it's a great job. I know they were introducing, maybe for some years now, they were introducing them into the cities. They were building these like beehives on top of buildings and stuff, weren't they? Trying to keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it true that the bee is the most important creature on this planet next to us?
Absolutely, we'd all die without them.
It's true. Yeah, I thought that was the case.
Freddie, could I ask you a question? It's possibly a bit random. I was just answering somebody on Facebook, another hypnotist. I don't actually know who he is. And he was saying about how with the second wave, as you say, and so many NHS staff reaching out to help them. But how do we, because I've come from a 35-year NHS background and I have yet not been able to offer, if they're still in the medical model, they're still in the CBT only. I spoke to a top psychologist in North Devon, I'm in Devon, various other mental health professionals. And we know that the NICE guidelines say it's okay for IBS, so we know that's daft that it wouldn't be okay for everything else. Do you or anybody here have any suggestions? I'm so desperate to help, yet cannot get into that place that I left to help with what I do now. I could go back and vaccinate. I really don't want to do that. We did that for 28 years. I could go and join the vaccination program, but I'd much rather do what we do.
Well, that is the whole point of this kind of relationship, if you like, with the College of Medicine Integrated Health. They are doing more to help us get into, they understand that hypnotherapy can help on so many levels, and it has been. I mean, I've been doing this now for 8 months, and they've welcomed me with open arms, because as I always say, we're not giving out pills or potions. It's not like we've, suddenly a bunch of us have come up with these pills that can change your life. These are words, this is imagination, but it is super powerful. But I understand the medical scientific world, because how do you describe what we do as hypnotherapists? You know, I've helped over 25,000 people quit smoking, and some of those in groups of 200 people at a time. 2006, I saw 5,000 people for smoking alone in 1 year. And still doctors weren't sending people. And to be honest with you, Kate, back then, I used to guarantee it. I say, if you don't quit, I won't even charge you. What have you got to lose but the habit? And you'd think the doctor would say, okay, well, look, go and see this guy. He's nothing to lose. You know, the worst thing is you're going to continue to smoke and he's not going to charge you. But that wasn't the case. And it's still not the case, because, you know, someone would come and see me for smoking. They go to their doctor. I would find this is what happened. This is an absolute truth. One lady came to see me, and she had asthma as well. She came to see me. She quit smoking. 6 months later, she went to see a doctor, and the doctor said, "How's your asthma been?" She said, "Well, I haven't had an asthma attack for 6 months." So I saw this guy, and I quit smoking. He said, "What did he do?" He said, "Well, he hypnotized me and I quit smoking." And this is what the doctor said. And I know this is going back maybe 15, 20 years. I'm hoping that they understand more about suggestion now than they did then. And the doctor said to her, "Well, look, here's some patches for when the cravings come back." This woman had craved a cigarette for 6 months. Within a week, she was smoking again.
Yeah.
And it's just the suggestion it was going to come back. So, but there's much greater understanding. But I understand the scientific point. How do you say what we do? Someone goes and they say, "Well, what did he do?" Well, he spoke to me for a while about smoking, and then what happened? He said, asked me to close my eyes, and then what happened? He spoke to me some more, and then what happened? He said, "Open your eyes." Then what happened? Well, I haven't had a cigarette since. But what did he do? And so it's very difficult to explain scientifically what we do. But we all know that we have within us healing abilities. There's no kind of understanding of why we can do what we do. I've given up questioning it, to be honest with you. And, you know, there's a lot of talk about evidence-based. Unless it's evidence-based, we're not going to use it, which is fine. But my clients who've been in pain for years, they don't care why they're not in pain anymore. They don't care. And for me now, the evidence, and there's a mountain of it now, the evidence is in the people who have been to see me and seen other people like yourself, Kate, who are no longer got their fear or anxiety or stress or their IBS or whatever it is they came to see you with. But it is very difficult for the medical world to do this. I'm trying as hard as I can to get the arrow technique. You probably see it, no, it's not on my screen here, but the arrow technique, which is now going all around the world. Thousands of people are coming out of pain with it, and it's free. It's an app. You know, I think the college are going to talk about it, but it's a free app you can download. You don't even have to pay for it. You listen to it, and you can overcome chronic pain and useless, unnecessary pain. But I can't. They can't. They just can't refer people to it. And it's painful because the people, especially these people involved with this college, and if you're not already a member, then you can join up. And if you use my kind of code, which is Freddie Jackal in 2020, you know, you get a 3 years membership to this, and you'll see the work they're doing, and they are absolutely brilliant. That's why I'm involved, and they're doing their hardest to try and get people trying to work this into the NHS and have doctors. Most of the doctors, Kate, this is the problem with doctors. Not a problem with doctors, but the reason they're not using it, because when they think about hypnotherapy, they think it's going to be like 20 minutes induction, and they don't have the time. But once we get, and this is my teaching, I like to think it's kind of my idea of how this works, is if we can, it doesn't have to be eyes closed. Who's up for seeing a little demonstration? Who would like to have a look at what I'm talking about here? Put your hand up. Is that Nikki? Nikki, Morven, and Kim. Okay. I don't know if you can see them, but I'm on screen here. And anyone else can try this. Okay. So I'm not going to hypnotize. It's not going to take long. But this is my understanding now. I want you all to do this. If you want to experience this, just do this for me. Put your right arm out in front of you about shoulder height. And just look at me in the camera and think about the people you love. Think about your partner, your child, your friends, your family, your mother, your father, but feel that love right now. See that face and feel that love. And as you feel that love, I want you to notice the arms hanging all by itself. Imagine now there's nothing you can do about that. And when you realize there's nothing you can do about it, I want you to try and get that arm down and find it goes even higher. And I do not want you to pretend, push even harder, find it goes even higher. Put some effort in. Come on, try and get it down. It's going even higher. Now, are you hypnotized? Are you in a trance? Have you got your eyes closed? Is that even your arm? Push even harder. Now, something strange is going to happen. The harder you try and get that arm down, the higher the other one's going to lift. Push even harder. Find the other one coming up now. And that's very strange. But are you hypnotized? Are you in a trance? Why can you not get your arm down? Is that even your arm? At this point in time, we could operate on that arm and you would not feel it. I'm going to click my fingers, your arm's going to drift down, your eyes will close for a split second. When they open, you have a smile on your face and a totally new understanding of just how brilliant you are. Oh, where's the hypnosis? Where's the relaxation? Where's the deeper and deeper? Where is any of that stuff that you've been taught? All of a sudden, we can understand, we can change people's lives. And you've been doing it anyway. It's no more difficult. I'm trying to get doctors to understand they can do this. It's a great experience, wasn't it, Nikki?
Yeah, very strange. I could
Yeah,
feel
because
that.
you think that why would that happen?
Yeah.
You know, so Chris is your partner, yeah? Your husband, or
Yeah, my husband, we work together.
and he's your love of your life, yeah?
Absolutely.
Let me show you something, Nikki, just for fun, all right? I want you to think about your beautiful man. I want you to feel how love he feels for you. And as you do that, notice you're stuck in that chair. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that now. And when you realise there's nothing you can do about it, I want you to try and stand up, Nikki, and find you cannot. I didn't want you to pretend. Try and get out of that chair and find you cannot. Come on, put some effort in. Try and get out of the chair. Try even harder. Come on. Put some effort. You're a strong woman. Push even harder. Try and get out of that chair and find you cannot. Why are you in a trance? Are you in a trance? Why can't I get out of the chair, Nikki? I'm going to put my finger and everything's going to go back to normal. And of course you can stand up.
Yeah, my feet will move now.
I've been trying to do that for years.
I'm going to teach Chris how to do that, so in case that's a very expensive thing to teach you. But you know, I know this is crazy, but once we understand the power of emotion, if you can recognize when someone's in an emotional state, whether they're laughing, whether they're crying, whether they're happy or not, just in everyday life, we should be ready. And I'm going to say it to all of you listening now. We should be ready. And I want you to do this when we leave here today. Write down 4 or 5 things you'd love to achieve. Physical goal, career goal, emotional goal, spiritual goal even. But write them down. And then as you go about your day, if someone frustrates you or makes you laugh or makes you angry, remember what you just experienced right now and be ready with a self-suggestion. And that's happening every day to us anyway. We need to be aware of it. But now we can use it for ourselves. So when you're if you're a doctor and if you're working with, you've only got 5 minutes to work with your patient, you know, and I know they're under pressure, then why would you not just say, look, just for a moment, let me show you, you're in pain. You can run the arrow technique in 5 minutes. And you don't even have to say it's hypnosis. You can say we're going to run this with some doctors and answer your question, Kate, in January. Mark Chambers, Naveed, they're all part of this. They're medical doctors. They're part of the college. We're going to run some training in January for doctors. And that's how I'm getting into this question you asked, Kate. And they're going to say that, and I have to mention the word hypnosis. You can call it an advanced communication skill, because now you understand that you can be hypnotized with your eyes open. All of a sudden, it opens it up to everything. You don't have to, it's not about eyes closed, relaxation. Where was the relaxation in that, Nikki? No. And yet you couldn't get out of that chair. That's how powerful it is. So once we understand this is what I'm trying to teach people on my Jacqueline Hypnosis Academy as well. It's very simple. I want everyone to learn how to use hypnosis. I'm running a course and we're going to train people in it. If you want to go on my YouTube channel, you'll see it's called Potent Shrew, where I was teaching parents how to use some simple techniques, hypnotic techniques or psychological techniques to help their kids overcome fear, pain, shyness, bedwetting, all of those things. And we're going to keep training people how to do it. It's called Potent Shrew. You see, the BBC picked it up. This is back in 2006 or something, I think it was. And they ran a documentary on one of those evening documentary things. But you'll see it on there. But you'll see, I want everyone to learn how to, that's why I'm doing this. You know, I'm not asking you to train with me. I'm saying you can use this. Today, particularly today, we're going to teach you this technique which I developed. I call it TPM, Total Perception Management. The ability to take a negative emotion and take it back to neutral. And I'm talking about, you know, things like anger or jealousy or any of those negative emotions that we feel that are detrimental to us and our family. To be able to, you're going to learn how to do this with a snap of your finger, come back to neutral. Now, when I broached the idea of this maybe 2, maybe 3 years ago, when I had the idea that I could do it, or not I could do it, but I could help people do it, a few people said, well, if you can just switch off an emotion, doesn't that make you less human? Isn't the emotion what makes us human? And I thought about that for a while, but having used it now for a couple of years, and I'm going to say this, and it's a big statement, I think it makes us a more advanced human being. In the history of mankind, we have been slaves to our emotions. And we say it, I have a right to be angry. I have a right to be upset. I have a right to be jealous. No, you know, because it's not doing you or the people around you any good. And when you recognize it, just think, because you're going to be able to do this by the end of this session today, to be able to go, you know what, I am feeling terrible here and I'm not in my best state and I'm angry and I don't want to be, I'm feeling frustrated, maybe by this crisis, not being able to do the things we want to do. But to be able to go, I'm back in neutral. Because here's the thing, I used to coach boxing for years. And I used to say to my boxers, the worst thing that can happen when you're in the boxing ring is that you get angry. And your opponent is going to try and make you angry because they know that when you're angry, you are not functioning properly. When you're upset, when you're emotional, you are not thinking clearly. The best space to be in, if you're going to make a decision in your life, is in neutral. That's not, you know, not caring. That's not loving. That's just neutral, where you can think clearly. But most of the decisions we make in our life are made in an emotional state. You just saw what happened to Nikki. You saw what happened when you put your arm out. All I had to do was to ask you to think about the people you love and then gave you a suggestion. But think about all of your limiting beliefs, all of your limitations. They were probably, that decision you made about yourself or about your abilities was probably made in an emotional state. And that's not where those decisions should be made. I'm going to ask you to do something else today as well. And this has only occurred to me in the last couple of weeks. And I've been doing this for 30 years and I've seen 35,000 clients. But this has only just occurred to me. But I want you to start thinking about this. The next time you think, I can't do that, or I'm never going to achieve that, or whatever it is, if it's a block of some kind that's stopping you from being everything you want to be, I'm going to ask you to ask this question. When did I make that decision? How old was I? Where was I? Who was I with? And was it even my decision? And if the answer comes back, I was 5 years old, I was 7 years old, I was 14 years old, and I was with this person, they said that, and I believe them, then this is what you're going to do from today. And I know it's going to seem too simple, but if that decision, when you recognize it and you ask the question, if that decision is no longer viable, if it's an obsolete decision that you made, then you're going to do this. You're going to blink twice and delete it. Blink twice, delete. Now, you might think that can't be possible. Of course it is. The decisions you are making today are affected by the decisions you made before. And here's another sad fact. 60+% of your beliefs about who you are, what you can achieve, even your religious beliefs, were created by a child under 7 years old. Think about that for a moment. 60+% of your beliefs about who you were or who you are or what you're capable of or not capable of were made by a child under 7. You would not have a 5-year-old child making a lifelong decision about what you can achieve. And yet most of us are walking around with those decisions we made before we were 7. If you've read the Bible, if you've been to Sunday school, If you've done any religious studies, you probably heard that quote. I'm sure it's from the Bible, where I think it was like the priest or whatever, they said, give me a child till he's 7 and I will give you the man. They weren't kidding. That was 2,000 years ago. And they understood this thing. Give me the child till he's 7, I will give you the man. But most of who we are and what we believe. So when we come against a block like that, oh, I can't do this. Or I'm not any good at that. Just say, when did I make the decision? Where was I? How old was I? Who was I with? And was it even my decision? Think about this. And all of a sudden, you're going to go, no, that's no longer viable. Because you've evolved. Every one of you watching me here have evolved. You are not the same person you were 4 months ago, or 4 years ago, or 40 years ago. And yet you're still living with decisions you made 20 years ago, 40 years ago. Think about this and start to clear it out and start to go delete, delete. Trying to do it too much at the bus stop, you get arrested. But you know, when they pop up, you just have to blink and just say, no, delete that. It's no longer viable, and make a decision from where you are now, from the evolved state you're in now. You don't have to live with these decisions anymore. Just because, and I think one of the most stupid sayings ever is, well, you made your bed, you've got to lie in it. If I made my bed and it was uncomfortable, I'm going to get out and I'm going to change it. I'm not going to lay in it just because I've made it. You know, we don't have to live with these stupid sayings. We don't have to live in this way anymore. We have an ability, and now you already have another ability. You can use that emotional state. You know, my son and I, we travel all over the world training people how to do this work. And we've taught people on 5 different continents. And we have this little competition when we're traveling to see who can learn as much of the language before we get there. It's just like a little fun thing we do. Because I personally think if we're going to travel to another country, we should at least be able to say, please, thank you, hello, and goodbye at the very minimum. So when we learn, and I started learning this thing called Pimsleur. It's on Audible. You can learn languages. And so when I'm listening to it, I understand that if I'm emotional, I'm going to be absorbing stuff much easier. So I think about my kids. I get a positive emotion up. I think about the people I love while I'm listening. And you can learn stuff very, very quickly by getting into an emotional state. And most of the decisions that happened in your life, most of your beliefs were created by someone else. It was someone else's opinion. You don't have to live with it anymore. And today I'm going to show you to do this. So when you're feeling angry or frustrated or anything else that's detrimental to you, you're going to bring it back to neutral. Because in neutral, you can make the right decision, you can take the right action, you can get the right outcome for yourself. But up until now, as far as I know, I don't know anyone that's teaching this. Up until now, we have been slaves to our emotions. It's just the way it is. You know, I'm angry and I can't help it. I'm upset and I can't help it. I'm sad and I can't help it. No. I'm going to say something else, which is pretty odd. None of this stuff exists outside of your skull, except as perception. There's 50 people looking at me here. You know, Nick and Chris, I'm only picking because I can see you on my screen when you're sitting together. But, you know, you think you're looking at me and you think you're seeing the same thing. And you could probably describe me to each other. But if for one moment you could actually have Chris's perception of what I look like, Nikki, it would be so vastly different to yours. It'll be psychedelic. It'll blow your mind. Because none of it exists outside of your skull. Except as perception, even pain. You know, we might be thinking I've got a pain in my knee, and that's where you think it is, but in truth, it's registering in your head. If someone has their neck broken and they sever their spinal cord, you won't feel anything from the neck down. It doesn't matter what damage you do to your knee or your foot, you will not feel it because it doesn't register in that part of your body. So when we start to think about this, we know, some of you hypnotherapists, you know how powerful hypnosis is for overcoming chronic pain and how quickly you can make that happen. But let's think about something else. If you can overcome chronic pain, then you can overcome chronic emotional pain. because that emotions don't exist outside of your skull either. I know when I said this to my son years ago, he said, well, you know, you're making human beings sound really crass. You know, just a lump of guns between their ears that were firing off neurons and all kinds of stuff. I'm not. I think we are the greatest creation in the universe. I absolutely believe that. But we have more control over the things that our emotions and our bodies than we ever imagined. And getting back to Kate, that's why I've gone into this rant, because Kate said about the medical world. There are many, many medical people that understand this. They understand how powerful it is. The chair of this, of the college, Professor Michael Dixon, he's a brilliant man and he's a brilliant doctor, but he understands the power of the mind and he's written books on it. So, and he's on our side. I'm saying our side, the alternative world. So we just got to keep going, keep doing good work until they cannot ignore it. That's the way I think we've got to do it. We can worry about it. You know, and there are people that are studying hypnosis, Kate. I've been doing this close to 30 years. And as I said, I've seen 35,000 clients. There are people that have made a career in researching hypnosis over the past 30 years. And while they're trying to figure out how this stuff works, I've helped 35,000 people. So we can think about it and we can worry about it. We can try and explain it, or we can just get on and do this work. And that's my attitude towards it now. So anyway, today we're going to run this thing I call TPM, Total Perception Management. If you've got my book, you'll know about it because it's in my book. And it's the ability to give you the ability to be able to go back to neutral. And the other side of that is that if we can bring a negative emotion back to neutral, then we can ramp up a good feeling. So if you're feeling love or joy or happiness or passion or pleasure, you better switch that up. And I'm going to show you how to do both those things today so that you can leave here today and you no longer have to be a slave to your emotions. You'll recognize it and you'll say, no, I don't have to put up with this anymore. I have the ability to come back and do it. Most of you, if you've done any hypnotherapy at all, or any NLP, you'll know about anchoring, how we can anchor a positive emotion or a feeling into our body. You know, I have confidence, steely determination, and just for the hell of it, fearlessness in my hand. And I can't remember the last time I needed any of those things. But if I was to need it, I know I could put my hand together in a certain way, say a certain word, and bring myself back to that feeling. And this, what we're going to do today, it incorporates that kind of idea. We're going to anchor the feeling of neutral to a sound, and sound that you can make so that anytime you want to, you come back to neutral. In neutral, I'm going to say it again, you can make the right decisions, take the right actions, get the right outcome for yourself. You will not be making the right decisions in an emotional state. So that's my goal today. It's a little bit different to how we normally work, because I'm going to teach you how to do this, and you're going to teach other people how to do it. Teach your kids how to do it. Teach the people you love how to do this. And I'm going to say it because I don't even like the word elite. But when you learn how to do this, you're going to be in an elite space. There are 7.5 billion people on this planet, and there are a handful of people that do what you're going to learn to do today. And the power you're going to get from it is going to be immense. And I'd ask you to share it and pass it on and teach others. So I've been talking a lot. This is how it's going to work. If you know how to do the arrow, then it's pretty much the arrow. My son calls it arrow 2, or the snap. I'm going to run the arrow with you, but instead of putting useless, unnecessary pain in the target, we're going to put every negative, limiting belief, every negative, painful emotion, anything you want to, that would generally in the past would have spiked you or hurt you. We are then, with the arrow, we're going to bring it back to neutral. So when you go through that target and come out the other side neutral, and then we're going to anchor that feeling of neutral to one sound. So you have it as that sound in your mind, in your body. Bring yourself back to neutral. I'm then going to run it again, but in the second, and you're going to love this, I promise you. We're going to put every positive emotion you can think of. I mean love, joy, happiness, pleasure, passion, freedom, confidence, self-esteem, whatever you think you want, we're going to put in that target. And then the second time, instead of eliminating a feeling, we are going to flood your body with that feeling. And then we're going to ramp it up. We're going to show you to ramp it up. So the next time you're in a joyful situation, you know, why not take to the max? The next time you're in a pleasurable situation, why not take it to the max? Why not enjoy yourself and your life more than you've ever enjoyed it before? And that's what I want for you, because we don't no longer have to be slaves to our emotions. Right, so that's what we're going to do. It's going to be, you're going to enjoy this, okay? I am going to hypnotize you, and I am going to take you into a state. Then I'm going to run the arrow, as I've said, and then we're going to give you this ability so you can do it and teach your clients. If you're working with people, then you can teach your clients. You don't have to be a hypnotist to do it, but I am a hypnotist, so I am going to hypnotize you. You are going to love this. Get into it with me, and let's see what happens, okay? Look on this as time out for you. You can, I'm just going to pin myself to the screen, which sounds painful, but it's not as painful as it sounds. So everyone can see, first I'm going to switch everyone's sound off, just so when we're doing this, if anyone coughs, sneezes or anything else, I won't be able to hear you. I'm going to bring everyone in. This. Okay. Well, it's going to mute everyone, okay? But if you've got any questions, you can put them in the chat box. If there's anything you want to ask me, and I'll try and look at them as I go along. I think I've done it. I'm not sure yet. Okay. Anyway, we'll know if someone sneezes. We'll soon find out if I have done it. All right, okay. Let me see what I can. Okay, so look, what I'd like you to do is this. Make sure you're in a safe place, so you're not perched on the edge of the table. You haven't got a hot cup of coffee on your lap or anything like that. Look on this as time out. And as I said, you can listen to me if you want, but I don't mean this rudely. I'm not interested in your conscious mind. Your unconscious mind will hear everything I've got to say, and it will take from it what's needed for you to claim back complete control of your emotions. I'll put that in there, Pat. I'll put that in the chat box afterwards. And afterwards, ask me any details you want about my book or anything else, and I'll tell you where you can download it and download the app. Okay, so if you're ready, I want you to get comfortable. Place your hands separately if you can. Place your feet separately, and just get into this with me. Okay, I'm going to take you into the most profound, wonderful state of hypnosis, into trance. I'd like you to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close, only as quickly as you're ready to take back control of you. Now, whatever happens next, no matter how relaxed you get, your chair will support you. So as you breathe just in and out, those nice deep breaths for a moment, I'm going to say some words, and I want you just in your own mind to repeat the words as I say them. So as I say the words, all you have to do is just in your own mind, just repeat those words, aiming them at yourself, okay? I am completely calm and relaxed. 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 My right arm is heavy 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 and relaxed. I am completely calm and relaxed. I am completely calm and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. I am completely calm and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. I am completely calm and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. I am completely calm and relaxed. I recognize the good within me. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. I recognize the good within me. Thank you. I care about you. And I want you to be well. Now, as you drift deeper and deeper into hypnosis, my voice, my words are going to drift with you. Body completely relaxed, mind completely relaxed. Imagine you're just dropping down through space and time, down toward the most incredible space of bliss. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. The deeper you go, the better you feel. Imagine you're just drifting even deeper. Imagine it's happening automatically. There is nothing you can do about that. Just for a while, every word I say just doubles that feeling. Just when you think you've reached the most wonderful space of bliss, you are going to go 10 times deeper. There's nothing you can do about that now. Deeper, deeper, deeper down. Imagine the essence of who you are, that intangible part of your being. It's just drifting away from your physical body, leaving your body in that chair for a while. As you go deeper and deeper into the most profound state of hypnosis. And as you drift in that space, my voice, my words will drift with you to become a part of your experience now. And every word I say is going to take you deeper and deeper. Everything I say now becomes your reality. Every suggestion I give you, your mind and body will act upon without hesitation at a molecular, cellular, neuron level, because you have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. And that unconscious mind, the back of the mind, can continue to hear, to understand, respond to those things I might say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. That's right. Letting go even of the effort it takes to make the effort that it might take. To tell the exact position of arms, legs, or the entire body now that seems to drift through time and space. that wonderful free floating place of effortless relaxation and letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time, in their own way, as you drift as a mind. And that mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Think of something you love to do or a way you love to feel. Let go of every negative limiting belief now and see yourself achieving it. Notice the way you move and the way you breathe. Step into that body, feel what it feels like to be free. Look back to now and notice everything you did along the way that led to that wonderful feeling. And the unconscious mind can allow those changes to occur, while the conscious mind drifts off someplace else entirely now. That's right, in your own time, in your own way, aware of events that occur along the way. As the unconscious mind utilizes that opportunity to alter your awareness and to continue that learning in whatever way is the right way for you. Learning that feeling of letting go, allowing the unconscious to assume more and more responsibility for guiding, directing awareness as you continue to learn even more than before about your abilities, your capacities to learn as you relax. As you relax and enter into the trance more and more comfortably, more and more effortlessly, more and more completely and deeply than before. I can wonder whether you're aware that you've drifted deeply into hypnosis, because the deeper you go, the better you will feel. And as you drift into that wonderful space, you can use your unconscious mind as a resource, a strength that you can learn from and really have an experience. And so as you drift deeper and deeper into that wonderful space, once again, I want you to imagine you're just drifting up out of your body, the essence of who you are, that intangible part of your being, the observer part of your being. Imagine it's drifting away from your body, leaving your body in that chair, and imagine you're drifting higher and higher, like a helium balloon that some young girl has let go of in the park, just drifting up into that sky, higher and higher. Imagine now that you are drifting so high that you can look down and you can see that beautiful, incredible planet Earth below you. You can see that beautiful blue planet. You may even become aware of it's spinning on its axis. And as you watch that beautiful planet from so far off, notice how your perspective changes. You can think about the 7.5 billion people on that planet, of which you are one. The incredible individual that you are. There is no one else like you in this universe. And notice as you think about that, how your perspective changes. Things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Things that had seemed limiting no longer have any power over you. Irrational fears and anxieties no longer have any power over you. Now in your mind's eye, see a target, like an archery target, a massive target between you and that beautiful blue planet. You can see the bands, you can see the very center. Now in the center of that target is every negative emotion, every ounce of hurt, pain, sadness that you've ever experienced, any angry words, every negative emotion that's ever held you back or ever affected you in your life is stacked in the center of that target. Now in a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you are going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target and straight out the other side into a state of neutral emotion. I want you to be brave about this, Because as you go through that center of that target, you may experience those negative emotions for a millisecond, a split second, even stronger than you felt before, even more intensely than you've experienced them before. But be brave. This is the last time that they will have any power over you. So get ready. As I make that sound, you're going to go straight through the center of that target in a millisecond into a space of neutral emotion. It's going to be an experience for you. Get ready. Now you're out the other side, just drifting in that space of neutral. Nothing bothers you, nothing affects you, nothing disturbs you. You're just in neutral. Now drift across the other side of your room so you can see yourself in that chair, in that state of neutral emotion. I'd like your unconscious mind to allow you that experience. Drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in neutral. You may have never experienced this emotion before. You're in neutral. Now, as you stay in that state, I'm going to snap my fingers once. And as I snap my fingers once, the sound of me clicking or snapping my fingers once is going to connect to that feeling of neutral. Get ready. Get ready. I'm going to snap my fingers once. And as I do that, it's going to connect. That sound will connect to that feeling of neutral. And from today, no matter where you are, what's going on around you, when you need to come back to neutral so you can make the right decision, take the right actions, achieve the right outcome for you, you just snap your fingers once and you'll immediately come back to neutral. From today, no matter where you are, what you're doing or what's going on around you, when you know you need to be in neutral to make the right decision so you can take that right action, get your right outcome, you snap your fingers once. From today, that sound will always be anchored to neutral. Now I want you to just take a breath and allow your emotions to come back to normal. Now I want you to do this for me. I want you to once again drift up out of your body, even higher than before, even further away from the planet. Imagine you're doing that now, just drifting into space. So you can look back at that beautiful blue planet. You can see the whites of the clouds, the whites of the mountaintops. You can see the greens of the forest and the blue of the ocean. And notice once again how your perspective has now changed. Things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Irrational fears and anxieties, decisions that are no longer viable, no longer have any power over you. Now see that target once again, a massive target. You can see the bands, you can see the very center. In the center of that target now is every positive emotion that's ever lifted you, that's ever lit you up. Love, joy, pleasure, passion, freedom, stacked in the center of that target. Confidence, self-esteem, self-appreciation, stacked in the center of that target. Every wonderful feeling you've ever had. Now in a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you'll be shot once again through the center of that target. But this time, as you go through the center of the target, your mind and your body will be flooded with those wonderful positive feelings of love and joy and happiness. So get ready. As I make that sound, you go through the center of that target, your mind and your body is going to be flooded with the most incredible feeling of love and happiness and joy and pleasure. Get ready. Now you're out the other side, just drifting in a state of total bliss. Feel that love, feel that joy. Think about the people you love, people that love you. Think about the people you've helped with your understanding and your kindness and your love. And feel that love now like a burning hot sun in a summer sky. Shrink it down to a white hot nuclear powered ball of light as big as a golf ball, and pull that into the very center of your being, into your heart center. Pull it in now and feel it flooding your body and your mind, filling you up, lighting you up, lifting you up, spreading into the very marrow of your bones. And notice how that love and that joy and that love cannot be contained in your body. And imagine now that it's spreading beyond your body. It's infinite. Imagine it spreading out to the very corners of the universe in all directions, and feel that love and that light lifting you up. And as you feel that now, I'm going to snap my fingers twice quickly, and you're going to feel that feeling increasing even more. Get ready. Feel it growing, feel it expanding even further than before. Feel yourself free of every limitation. Feel it growing, that feeling of freedom and love and joy. Feel it growing even more intensely. And from today, whenever you're in a wonderful state of love or joy or pleasure, and you want to ramp that feeling up, when you want to increase that feeling, you'll remember, you just snap your fingers twice quickly, and you'll instantly increase that feeling of love and joy. You snap your fingers twice, feel it ramping up. And even as I do that now, that sound is connecting to your ability to ramp that feeling up. Now, as you drift back into your body, go even deeper into hypnosis. My voice, my words are going to drift with you to become a part of your experience now. Just drifting in that wonderful space, because now you have complete control of you. You're no longer a slave to your emotions. You no longer have to indulge yourself in anger, jealousy, unhappiness, sadness. You understand you have control. And you're able to bring yourself back to neutral with one snap of your fingers, where you can make the right decisions, where you can take the right actions that will allow you to achieve the right outcomes for you and the people you love. And if you're in a wonderful state at a party with people you love, or in a state of pleasure or love or joy, you'll snap your fingers twice quickly and you'll ramp that feeling up, because now it belongs to you. So as you drift in that wonderful space, my voice is going to drift with you. It may be interesting for you to think about what you've experienced this afternoon, or wherever you are in the world. Think about what you've just experienced. Because you have a conscious mind and you have an unconscious mind. And those two minds are working for you and can learn from your experiences here today. Some things that you can utilize to deal more effectively with those things that had been a problem for you before. Go with your unconscious often as you need to know you can and you will have complete control of you. And your understanding about how loved you are and how brilliant you are, the unique creation that you are. And I want you for a moment just to think about your physical being and how incredible that is. Think about your feet for a moment, the thousands of miles they've carried you, the beautiful places and people you've met because of your feet. Think about your hands. Think how they work and how incredible they are. And the sensations in your fingertips, the things you've experienced through those hands, the people you've held that have loved you, that you've loved. Think about it now. And just for a moment, repeat these words with me once again. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. And so I want you to ask, and repeat these words again. I want you to aim it at your body and yourself. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. Be kind to yourself. Look after yourself, because you are worth it. And go with your unconscious often as you need to understand that. Be as kind to yourself as you are to others. Want for yourself what you want for the people you love. Care for yourself as much as you care for the people you love. And know it's okay to love yourself. So in a moment, I'm going to count to 10. Every suggestion I've given you, your mind and body will act upon at a molecular, cellular level. It's now your reality. On 8, your eyes will open. You will feel incredible with a new understanding and a new appreciation of you, the unique, incredible creation that you are. There is no one in the universe like you. On 10, that feeling of empowerment, that new understanding is going to grow stronger day by day as you help yourself and you help others with this understanding. So get ready as I count to 10. On 8, your eyes will open and you will feel incredible. And on 10, that feeling of love, that feeling of energy, that feeling of joy is going to grow stronger day by day as you take back complete control of your emotions. 1, feeling absolutely wonderful now. 2, to achieve the things you want to achieve for yourself and the people you love and do it brilliantly. 3, a feeling of freedom from every limiting belief that ever held you back. 4, feel the force of that love and that energy flooding your body and your mind. 5, feeling incredibly alive now. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely incredible. 9, 10. Well, I hope you enjoyed the experience. I want you all to do this for me now. I want you to think of something that in the past would have made you frustrated or angry or made you feel bad in some way. And I don't want you to go mad and bring it up and, you know, full on emotion, but I want you to just think about it and bring it up. And when you bring it up, I want you to do what I asked you to do. Just snap your fingers once and notice you go back to neutral. Bring it up. And when you want to be free of it and go back to neutral, snap your fingers once. I know a lot of ladies find it hard to snap their fingers, but you know, oh well, yeah, Karen does it, so sure she can teach you. And bring yourself back to neutral. Have you noticed that's happened? Yeah, because you're going to get better at this the more you do it, and the understanding you now have control of your emotions. And if you're in a wonderful state of love or joy or happiness, and you want to ramp that feeling up, you snap your fingers twice quickly and you'll find yourself ramping it up. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed today. And, you know, thanks everyone for joining me. And I hope you can find lots of my stuff on YouTube. I've got this little Facebook group. It's called Creating the Body Health and Happiness Group. It started the last session we had for the college 4 weeks ago. I did a weight loss group, and I said anybody who wants to work with me till Christmas, it's 8 weeks. I think it was 8 weeks, pretty much exactly. If you want to work with me, just message me or email me. And 17 people email me. So I thought it's going to be difficult to try and contact everyone. So I thought I'll create this little Facebook group. There are now 300 people on that Facebook group, all of us marching towards Christmas, getting our bodies and our minds right. So if you want to join, you go on Facebook, find it, join up. We've got great presenters coming on. We've got Mike Mandel next week talking about fasting. You know, the genius that is Mike Mandel is going to be talking about fasting. We've got a guy called Nicholas Spone, who's an up and coming genius in this world. He's going to be doing a presentation. We've had Laurie Hammond, we've had Helena Jenkins, Sandra Grace, and I'm going to twist the arm of a few other people to talk for us. So if you're interested, come in there. If you're not already a member of the college, I know most of you are, but if you're not, if you go to the college website and where you join up, it will ask you for your name, and it'll ask for your college number. But instead of putting your college number in there, you can put in Freddie Jacquin 2020, and you can become a member for a year. And it is, I promise you, the college is doing more for us as alternative hypnotherapists, but alternative practitioners than anywhere else in the world. And I believe this is because they're on our side, because they enjoy what we do. That's going to be our way. If there is a way into the NHS, if there is a way into getting doctors to use these tools, which we know are fabulous, then that's going to be a way. And we need as many people behind us doing that. And so join up, see what they do. When we're out of lockdown and all this stuff, they have wonderful seminars in London and other places. So keep in touch and see what you can do. And not only that, but don't tell them. But if you sign up through my number, at the moment I'm at the top of the leaderboard, But, you know, don't tell them, but I can get some brownie points from these top guys, these top doctors and surgeons and stuff, all right? So it's all good for me. So look, just sign up if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you're now unstuck from the chair, Nikki. It was only temporary. And wherever you think about what I said earlier, if someone's making you emotional, be ready with your own self-suggestions and see what happens. Yeah, see, Simon clicked it. He's back in. Great. So 1 for neutral, twice to ramp up a feeling. And I'll see you again, I suppose, next month. But if you want to join us on that thing, I'm doing a daily hypnosis. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've done 12 days now in a row. Every night at 9 p.m. UK time, I do a Freddie's daily hypnosis session. All that stuff's going on. None of it's done to pay for any of it. It's all free. And anything that's free, in my mind, is good to have. So see what happens. All right. I love you all. Enjoy the love, spread the love, and be kind. Okay. See you all soon. Take care. Bye for now.